together. In 60 minutes, doing things that will make you do better. Look in the mirror when we come together. I tell the truth, woman to woman. When you have two women sitting in the room together. In 60 minutes, doing things that will make you do better. Look in the mirror when we come together. I tell the truth, woman to woman. Sex trust, lies on us, yes. Sex trust, lies on us, woman to woman. Sex trust, lies on us, woman, yes. Sex trust, lies on us, woman to woman.
Calling out the Woman to Woman show. Check it out.
Hey, what's up? This Tresh, Naughty by Nature, giving a shout out to the Woman to Women show all day, man. If it wasn't for the ladies, yo, we couldn't do what we do so well. You heard?
Bam!
Hey, listen, ladies, this is Zaim, and you are watching the Woman's to Woman show.
Bam! You're tuning to the Woman to Woman show. Bam!
What's up? This is Coco.
When you have two women sitting in the room together. In 60 minutes, doing things that will make you do better. Look in the mirror when we come together. I tell the truth, woman to woman. When you have two women sitting in the room together. In 60 minutes, doing things that will make you do better. Look in the mirror when we come together. I tell the truth, woman to woman. Sex trust, lies on us, woman, yes. Sex trust, lies on us, woman to woman. Sex trust, lies on us, woman, yes. Sex trust, lies on us, woman to woman.
Welcome to the Woman to Woman show. I'm Trey Kearney.
I'm Ronnie B.
And you are tuned into the Woman to Woman show.
To the what?
Woman to Woman show.
Bam!
How you doing?
How you doing?
So you starting already. I'm not messing with you.
It's gonna be one of them days. It's gonna be one of them days. So
But, you know, it's been a long week for us.
it's been, let me just say, it's been one of them trying weeks, but the highlight of my week, and I must say it only because I have him here in the living room. My brother, he graduated this week or whatever. So all the ladies done seen him already. I think I got like 200 likes on this picture. Y'all missing him because he's in the living room.
You gotta be in the living room.
So let me clap it up for my brother. But in addition to that, his other half.
Yes.
I'm sorry to shut it down. Come on,
Sorry.
come on. Let's hear for the other half. She in the living room. She graduated today as well with her master's in nursing. So
That's
I
what
must
I'm
say
talking
whatever.
about.
So woman to woman, you got to shout out a sister that's doing what she needs to be doing and everything else.
And,
So.
you know, that's what our show is about because we know that your brother is very handsome. And he has a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman with him. And as women, we're here to hold women accountable. That when you know that a man has a woman, hands off.
Girl,
That's what I'm
bye.
talking about. Love the picture, but keep your hands off. Because you know what? We'll come for you.
She always coming for somebody, right?
No, we don't play them
always
games.
coming
We don't
for
play them
somebody.
games in 2014.
But
I'm
that,
sorry.
even if he wasn't with nobody, just to let y'all know, that's my little brother. So I'm coming for you anyway.
Ah.
I'm coming for you anyway.
But the Woman to Woman show got power couples in the building. That's
Power
how you do
couples.
it. That's how you
Power
do it.
couples. So,
Yes, power couples.
Self is here with her other half.
Yeah.
As always, y'all know my other half is here. We had our little, we gonna talk about that too or whatever, but my other half is here, Cobblestone whole time.
I'm gonna shout out mother half. Hey Jay.
What
better
up,
be watching.
son? Yeah, you better be watching after the week.
How you gonna put our business out there?
I'm just saying the week that we had. He better be watching. See, you bringing up your business. I'm not talking about you. Look,
But
I'm
no,
talking
we
about
really
you.
had a long week of, because this is not easy. Being in a relationship, being married, being a couple, working hard, running around, having kids, it's not easy to maintain. And as you guys know, that Ronise is a therapist. So even the woman, the other woman on a Woman to Woman show need help. That's all I'm gonna say.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, just from working with the other woman on the Woman to Woman show, I was like a dentist with a toothache, because it was like, let me call my therapist today, because these two right here, I'm trying to tell you, love them.
But the thing is that, oh, you good now.
Okay.
The thing is that, like we say, we need more friends than fans. This woman keeps it 100% real with me. As much as I was bitching and moaning, excuse my French, and wanted to hang up on her, sometimes we just need the real from real people. And I thank you for keeping it real with me, even when I want you to take my side.
Oh
Because
yeah.
I'd be like, listen, I said, did you hear what I just said?
She's talking to him too long. That's what she told me. I know he called you to talk bad about me. I said he did not. I just know how he is. I said perhaps. I said, but yeah, I'm not taking. I said I'm real biased in this whole situation. But even let me just back up just for a minute. Let me just bring it back again. I hope you guys saw my post. This show since April 3rd.
Yes.
Since we started this show, Trey and I have been battling
Yes.
outside forces to bring y'all our stories. And that's how we know it's a breakthrough getting ready to happen. Because the closer that we get to today, every week is something else going on. It's something else. And whether it's internal, external, and everything else, it started off with the first week. You know, you guys, and hopefully you can agree that every week it's gotten better. We had some engineering difficulties. We had to get technical difficulties. We appreciate our engineer that started all of this. Tajee, man, I can't thank this brother enough.
Because this is our first time actually producing the show. We didn't really know what we were doing, and we had some people who were supposed to
help us
that knew what they were doing, but things didn't go that way. So we said,
April 3rd,
in front of the camera,
right,
doing the woman to woman show.
And we need to stand in the kitchen and do this. It's going to happen.
Yeah, we got to get your basement.
Right, and even finances. And I know you guys look at this and say, oh, no, they rotting around, they getting it. That's why we ask you, constantly every week or whatever. We need sponsors, we need advertisers. We want to be an investor in this. It's a return on the whole investment that comes along with this.
Yes, it is.
But in addition to that, we never told y'all this was going to be no hand holding your show. We don't hold
That's
your
not
hand.
why we're here.
We're not here. We're going to hold you accountable for your shit. Because women do some crazy things and tell the truth about it. And so women do some dumb stuff. We do some crazy things. And in addition to that, we do hateful and hurtful things to one another.
Yes.
And from the moment that we started this show, Trey, when we came and introduced ourselves, Trey and I have known each other since we were 7 and 8 years old.
Yes.
We haven't been rolling together since we were 7 and 8. We had a huge block in space and time, but we picked up. She said one thing to me, I said another thing to her, we said, let's do it. So for anybody that missed the boat and didn't get the ride with us or whatever, boop, boop.
You missed the boat.
You missed the boat.
You was invited.
You can come to the living room every week
and hang out
and watch us because we see you. Analytics don't lie. But over the past month,
yes,
I'm gonna say it's been a couple of people, and we don't mind. Every show gonna have a hater. Everybody gonna have somebody want to talk about you.
Mm-hmm.
That's not it. Don't drop things on people's spirits that will cause dissension. Because luckily, I like her,
and luckily, I like her.
And so when you try to do that, the devil doesn't get to win when it comes between us.
No.
Just to let you know, this is not about. As you see, we have the Boxy twins.
We Twinkies, 2 in the pack.
So to show you, team light skin.
Ain't nobody trying to outshine nobody.
Ain't nobody trying to outshine nobody. Your lips is beautiful.
You are beautiful.
Don't cut your skin, cause it's not paper.
We sorry.
Yeah. So
back to the woman to woman show.
We had a little break there.
We sorry.
But honestly, I have to stop saying nonetheless. That was my thing for this week. But when we try to tell you that the things that come on when you tune in, if you got a problem, put it in the chat. If it's something that you want us to talk about, put it in the chat. We ain't scared. If it's an issue going on, that's not what we're here for. We want to be able to know that when we walked away from the camera this week, that we were able to talk to somebody that needed to know what was going on.
And somebody got something from it. Somebody got some help. Somebody got an aha moment.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to steal people's quotes, but like JR said, if you throw a rock and a pack of dogs, the one that howls is the one that was hit.
Oh,
which means
a whole bunch of bitches that have been hit this week.
Which means that if we say something,
that's not a curse. That's not a curse.
That's a female dog.
Yeah.
That means if we say something and it
resonates
something up in you,
right?
You're the dog that got hit with the rock. So
Bam.
you should look in your mirror.
Right.
And
we know you're watching, but in addition to watching, take some time out, turn to the left, look in the mirror, check yourself. What I tell
get your life.
What I tell Duchess, she all up in my, go get your life.
Get your life. Oh, we spent some time together with the kids this weekend.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And
again, like I said, I really like Trey. Just checking the time. I really like Trey. And so our kids came together this weekend. which was really funny. So let me just tell y'all this.
We break bread. We come
I'm sitting here every week next to Trey. I go home to my kids every week, right? Trey turned in the car. The Duchess, here she goes.
Yeah.
Mommy, it's the lady from the Woman to Woman show.
Yes.
I said, I'm the lady from the Woman to Woman show. She said, no, it's the real lady from the Woman. I said, I'm the lady from the Woman.
Yes.
She said, no. She got out the car.
She jumped out the car.
She ran over to her, and she was like,
oh my God.
it's the lady from the Woman to Woman. I'm looking
Yes.
at this like, wait a damn.
She made my day. Is that how it's gonna be? Because she just came up and I was like, oh my God. And she just gave me a hug and she was so excited.
Right.
And coming soon, she's gonna be our new co-host.
She told her, she made a sign. She said, you need to have the Girl to Woman show. You need to have, so look for the Duchess show. Because I don't think we're gonna have enough room.
No. No, she need her
even
own
show. She need her own shit.
Yeah.
But the nicer part of it too, Hustle Man, he got to meet Jermaine. And as you know,
right.
Jermaine, he's autistic. And so boy had a bunch of questions, and Jermaine wanted to give him hugs and everything else. Hustle Man went and got a book to understand what autism is.
Yes.
And he was just really, he said, well, Mom, I can do this with him, and I can do that with him.
And how old is he?
So boy's 8.
8.
He'll be 9
An
in July.
8-year-old. When we have, see, you got 3
And he
or more
asks
kids.
questions.
You got 3 or more kids. They all ages start blending.
Yeah.
We start calling each other.
My brother
names.
is still just 12 to me, y'all. So y'all look at him like
shoot.
he's fine. That's why I told y'all I'll do something to you, because he's still just 12.
Oh
to me.
shoot! But it was nice for our families to come together and just have a good time together. They really enjoyed each other.
Genuinely, they done made another date and everything else.
Yes, May 30th.
So that's what I'm trying to say. When y'all watch our show, the show is all about you. It's about us. And it's holding you accountable for your stuff. Own your life. Get your shit. Go get your wine and come on back.
Get your juice. Stay tuned. We'll be right back in a few minutes.
Can't get off my horse, and I can't let you go. You are the one who makes me feel so real. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, what am I supposed to do? Oh, what am I supposed to do, baby, when I'm so hooked up on you? Then I realize, I realize that you are somebody else's guy. Oh yeah. Why you wanna do this to me, boy? Can you remember the times we spent together, sharing the days in the sun? But then I found out that you were somebody else's lover. After all our plans were made, now they're shattered. But still I can't get off my high horse. I can't let go. You are the one who makes me feel so real. Ooh, what am I supposed to do when I'm so on you? And then I realize it's just somebody else's guy. That day in September, I'm sure you can remember. That's when all the stuff hit the fan.
Welcome back to the Woman to Woman show. I'm Trey Kearney,
I'm Ronnie Semby.
and we're happy to have you in the living room with us.
We don't lose side.
There's been a lot going on in the news this week.
Yes, indeed.
And we got like a few topics, like we keep talking about, this show is about women to women and women being accountable for their own stuff and letting go. So we know Kevin Hart's ex-wife has been in the media a lot, on Twitter, Instagram, all over the place, just saying things. And we know that as from a therapist standpoint, if a person is not over somebody, they keep picking a scab. They keep picking it, picking it. So she's on social media saying that his new girlfriend are they engaged?
I'm not sure.
But his new girlfriend is the reason why their marriage split because of infidelity, that he was messing with her while they were together, and Kevin Hart is saying no, he wasn't. Like, that's not how it happened. We were separated. My point is, it's been 7 years. He gone.
But I think for her, because she was on the show with him and they had such a good chemistry.
It was a show.
Right. But for her, it was like, oh, maybe the possibility.
It was a show. It was a show. So
Did Elliot just call me?
she's saying that, you know, that, like I said, that it was some infidelity, and then she has a problem with her kids being around. She hasn't made an issue of it, but inside she feels disrespected that her kids have to be around this woman. And she said, and you tell me because, I mean, from a therapist standpoint, but she said, he needs to tell the truth so we can heal. You tell me. I'm asking you.
So, if nothing else, one, like you said, it's already been 7 years. So, 7 years bad luck, 7 years whatever, broken glass is done. So whether she feels that trust has been violated, I really, again, you hurt people, heal people are healed.
Yes.
And so she's still hurting.
See, we have our phones because this is just like the living room.
Right.
For everybody, because this is what we do when we talk. We be on our phones, we be checking Facebook statuses and posts and stuff. So bear with us, because you're in the living room.
Right. And especially since this is Mr. J's calling me, and he's right in the other room. He's pocket calling me.
Oh, he butt dialing.
Yeah.
So she's saying that he needs to admit what happened so they can heal.
And see, the other thing too, that's that displacing. That's because she's still trying to be a victim.
Yes.
You don't get to be a victim. So if she's empowering him to say that that's the only way that she can heal, instead of saying I need to get past what's going on and be comfortable and secure in the fact that it's over. But you may think that she's saying that they need to heal, right? But that also may mean that we need to get it in one last time. Like how is he going to tell the truth?
Exactly.
Just say you don't love me anymore.
But she's saying he needs to tell the truth
that this woman was the one that broke up their marriage.
That she was the mistress.
And when does that change?
It will heal her.
No, it doesn't change anything.
But that's what she's saying. She's saying it will heal her if he just admits, because she feels like a liar.
Right.
But
it still doesn't matter. Like, you going back and forth. Like I said, the devil's in the details. I tell you that all the time. It doesn't matter. So even if she did, so what?
Exactly.
So what? So that's the whole thing. Yeah, right. So what? And so if he tells you whatever, okay. So she said, okay, that's the woman that broke up our marriage. Then so what? It's not gonna change the fact that they're together.
I was asking you, like I said, we do this thing. I keep it real. You the therapist.
The whole thing is, bitch, get over it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And
that's that casting rock. She got hit.
And I'm kind of sort of in that situation, because how my whole situation came about was I was the mistress. So the kids have to be around me.
Wait, say that again, because sometimes people acting as if you try to overlook that.
I was the mistress, and the kids have to be around me now.
Right.
And there's still some feelings after more than 7 years. Like, it's over with. You're with somebody else. You've moved on. Ladies, and I'm never trying to tell somebody when to heal, because I've been through some things myself, and I didn't want nobody to tell me to get over it. But I got over it, because I can't be stuck in that place for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I say it all the time, is that when there are hurt situations that happen in any relationship, and if you choose to stay in that relationship, it's like overcoming a heart attack.
Yes.
Right? So you died during that, or you had cancer. And so that day that they tell you you're cancer free, or that day they tell you that your heart got a brand new lease on life, you live past that.
Yes.
And so the other part, instead of remaining a victim and saying you want to keep a scorecard and I did this and I did that or whatever, how about this? You survived all of that, and so now what you gonna do with your new life?
And you got victory right now, like Kevin Hart said. He said you're with somebody else, I embrace your man.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I don't have time for the kid stuff. I don't have time to fight.
But you also know there's times when people just don't want you to be happy.
Yes.
You can't be happy with somebody. I can be happy.
Mhm.
It's almost like I can have my own money, but I want to spend your money too. So,
Yes.
but it comes down to all those. No matter what it is, the power comes from you. It doesn't come from somebody else. And so she's going to perpetually be a victim
For the rest of her life.
for the rest of her life until she gets past this.
Yeah.
And that's her own process to do that. That's not, Kevin, I say it, and I want you guys to listen to me. In a relationship, any relationship, friendship or anything else, it's not somebody else's job to make you happy.
No.
Happiness comes within. And a relationship you're in, the only other thing that the other person is not responsible to do is to make you unhappy.
Exactly.
And so you
Say
can't
that
bring
again, please. One more
in a
time.
relationship, it's not my job or it's somebody else's job to make you happy. Happiness comes from within. The only job of the other person is not to make you unhappy.
Thank you.
It's not somebody else's job to stroke your ego.
Thank you.
It's not somebody else's job to make you deem you trustworthy. The only thing it is for you not to make yourself untrustworthy and for you not to deflate another person's ego. That's what a relationship is all really about. And once you understand all those things and you try to say, oh, but he doesn't make me happy, you have to be happy within yourself.
You don't make yourself happy.
Right.
Let's just say that. And a segue into some other parents and stuff in the news. So 50 Cent apparently didn't go to his son's graduation, and allegedly it was because of him. I'm gonna say this, and this is just my opinion, and then you could give yours. A lot of people who are on Facebook and answer this. As a mother, my job is to do what's best for my sons.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to graduation, birthday, Christmas, anything that's important to them, it is my job to inform their father. To say graduation is June 18th at 6 p.m. at South Foley Field.
Mm-hmm.
Whether he makes it there or not,
Mm-hmm.
I've done my part. Now, if he don't show up, and I'm not excusing 50 Cent at all, because and a lot of times at schools, the other parent is not allowed to get information, and I deal with that too. A lot of times the school says, you can't get information, depending on their court situation. I'm not sure.
Right.
But if he called the school or whatever to find out, but for me.
But he knew a grade, this is the thing. And so, again, the place to earn is not on me.
Yes.
Because I'm in a similar situation when it comes down to kids and stuff like that, that all this information, we live in the age of technology.
Yes.
If you want to know anything, you know what grade they're in, you know what school they attend. So if I don't tell you something, if you want to know about it, if you want to know, if 50 wanted to know, he knew his son was going to graduate. So if you didn't get that information from me, you had more than enough access. He got people for that.
But I'm saying though, there's some things that's going on with him and his son. We know that they got some beef going on. I'm saying for me as a mother, the most important thing for me is to know that Steven, Bryce, and Jermaine don't get these moments back. And their children, they have no control over the situation, but I do. If I gotta drive my sons to Africa, if their father says, well, if you drive them to Africa, I'll see them. I'm on the safari. I'm riding around and I'm getting it. But I'm just saying, because what's important to me is them.
I can tell you when my oldest son graduated from high school, he took it upon himself because I wasn't too interested.
Yes.
This was my journey or whatever. If you want to participate, you know. So he let his father know. And again, that comes down to my parenting of him. That he knew for him it was something that he wanted his father to be at. And no matter how upset that I may potentially have been because of and it wasn't even that. It was just, if you want to know, you'll find out. So at 17, he was old enough to let his father know. He did let his father know, and he showed up.
50 Cent son, and you know, at graduation, everybody needs a ticket. Like
well, unless you're in my family, because we work stuff out.
Oh, y'all just gonna come, y'all. Yeah. I bet too. I bet that's true.
Yeah, we get 3 tickets, and I mean that 30 people get.
Oh, sure. That's
how we.
But I'm just saying, as parents, what's important is the child. When relationships dissolve and people move on, and the thing 50 Cent said on Twitter, which cracked me up. I think it was Twitter that I think he said, like, you got 2 more years to get this money, and then you on your own, sister.
Woo! Mr. said,
you should have been friends.
Mr. used to say,
get that
money. Yelled on the countdown. He counted down every day till his youngest daughter graduated from school. He was like, she got She got 19 days. She got 30. I was like, oh my goodness. So
stay tuned. We'll be right back. We're going to get into our topic today.
And deals with having children by people that are unavailable to you.
And thank you to everybody in the living room.
Thank you.
And you're watching the Woman to Woman show.
This is Ice-T. I'm coming to you live from the Woman to Woman show. Church.
What's going on? It's Mark John Jeffries calling out the Women to Women show. Check it out.
Hey, what's up? This Tresh Naughty by Nature, giving a shout out to the Women of Women show all day, man. If it wasn't for the ladies, yo, we couldn't do what we do so well. You heard?
Bam!
Hey, listen, ladies, this is Zaim, and you are watching the Women's to Women show.
Bam! You're tuned into the Woman to Woman show. Bam!
But I gotta face reality. It's too bad, it's too bad, too bad, baby. Yeah. But I gotta face reality. Today you had a visitor, or should I say an old friend. But wait a minute, that's not where it is, no. Is there something that you wanna tell me? Cause I'm believing what your friends say about your hidden secrecies. And girlfriend, she wasn't disrespectful. In fact, she's 100% sure. And how can I argue with her? Holding on, baby, with eyes like yours. She said it's your child. Yes, you did. And it really messed me up. How could you deny your own flesh and blood? Gotta face reality. There can never be any more of us. One denies hurting me. Yes, so precious. She said she never wanted to hurt me. And could I understand? She's afraid and alone. She said a real woman wouldn't do this over the phone. And that you told her about me after the baby was born. Girlfriend, she wasn't disrespectful. In fact, she's 100%.
Welcome back to the Woman to Woman show. I'm Trey Kearney.
I'm Ronisa MB.
And we like to shout out our sponsors.
We like to shout out our sponsors, Ace Media Corp.
Yes, the Movement Magazine is in the building.
Movement Magazine in the house.
Mona Lock Cocktails.
Mona Lock Cocktails. Cobblestone Multimedia. The Hyatt.
And we gotta say, today our makeup is sponsored by Devon.
Self.
The makeup is sponsored by Self. Thank you.
Thank you. Makeup by Chrissy.
Yes, makeup by Chrissy. Yes. So we gonna get into this crazy topic.
Style by trainees.
Style by trainees. Bam. So we're gonna get into this topic now. So we're gonna get off our commercial break.
Yes.
So tonight we're talking about, did you have a child by somebody who was unavailable to you?
Right.
And what were the consequences, results, and
it's almost funny because when we thought about the topic and it came up to be that I having a baby by a married man.
yes.
So, you guys, I already shared my story in knowing that I have children by somebody that was married. But it was almost crazy again because we were in a relationship for so long that it was almost insignificant that he was even married because he was so available to me.
Yes.
But then to know that with the kids, he became unavailable.
Yes.
And that was almost crazy. But y'all know, with any situation, just as long as he's chasing you, everything is good. And even to know after the kids came and everything else, he was still available to me, but he wasn't available to the kids.
I just want the ladies to hear that.
Right.
Like, I want them to hear that.
At least I thought so.
Yes.
So that's the other part of it too. And so to know that initially in the topic, it was about having children by a married man. But as you think about it, women constantly have children, but that are by somebody that is either emotionally, financially, or physically unavailable to them.
Yes.
And then they get upset. And this is even when you're married, because I have a lot of friends that have children that are married and they still are single parents. They're just a single of a parent as I was. And they don't really think about that. And so here it is that you'll have a relationship and then you just figure, oh, we have a baby, that he'll spend more time.
Yes.
Or if you have a baby, that, you know, something else will change within him. Or in situations, and we see it on Maury all the time, you gonna pay me, you gonna pay me, you gonna pay me. Now mind you, he didn't give you any money before you had a baby. But somehow or another, wait, you need to put another baby on that?
Bam!
He didn't give you any money beforehand, but somehow or another now, because you have a baby, he's accountable and responsible for your financial well-being as well as a child that he didn't want in the first place.
Yes.
So when you think about that, we have to ask ourselves, why do we do that? And so a lot of times we do it. Some women do it because they think it's going to keep the man.
Yep.
That doesn't work. Sometimes we do it because we think you have all those women that go out and have a baby by a baller.
Yes.
And think, oh,
I'm paid.
I'm paid.
Like Wendy Williams said, oops. Her baby called her baby a cash register.
She called Evelyn's
baby a cash register.
Cash register.
Cha-ching.
But guess what? That doesn't work. And then you have a baby because I just want something to love and everything else.
Get a puppy.
Even in that don't always work, because some people I know don't keep their puppies either.
But at least
and so they give them away after like a little while.
But at least it's not a child that, you know, I'm just saying, get a puppy to, you know, because
they will put the babies in foster care.
If you can't handle the puppy, then you know you're not ready for a baby. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's a responsibility that a puppy has to be fed, a puppy has to be walked, a puppy has to be cleaned up after. So start there to see if you're ready for a responsibility.
But the other thing up to it, so that I even hear, and I have clients that we'll talk about, or just friends and women, once you get a certain age, say, oh, I just want to have a baby. I say, well, you know, having a baby is not raising a child. And I very rarely hear anybody say, I want to raise a child. Everybody says, I want to have a baby.
Yep.
And as I would say all the time, and there's a couple people in the living room that can attest to this, babies only stay babies 9 months. After that, they turn to people.
They so cute and cuddly at first, and then
after that, I'm trying to tell you,
they go to teenagers, and they
the same way people are working on your nerves. Guess what? You go home,
and them kids is there.
And on top of that, what happens too is that you have children, and when you have children with somebody that's unavailable to you, on the same token, you can be an unavailable parent. It took me umpteen years, up until about 3 years ago, to figure out that I had more children than I could afford. And so everybody's like, what are you talking about? Oh, they're going to eat. They're going to have a place to live and everything else. Emotionally, I am depleted all the time in raising my children. And that's because I'm battling with 4 different personalities. Everybody has needs, everybody has wants. And then if I'm not balanced, then that takes away from the time and the energy and emotion that I can give to them. And so it took a lot for me to even get to the point where I can actually be able to replenish my emotional bank to give that to them, and to be able to be strong enough to not feel the guilt of saying that I had you by people that weren't available to me.
Yes.
My oldest two, their father wasn't physically present. And so that to know that I took on that and I chose to have kids. That's the other thing too. Anybody tell you, well, it takes 2 people to have a baby? No. Only one person bringing the baby in the world. It takes 2 people to make a baby.
Yes.
But it only takes one person to choose to have a baby. And when you choose to have a baby, there's always an option to that. And I hate to condone birth control and all that, abortion. But if you choose to have a baby,
it's a choice.
You're choosing to raise a child. And so the
and like
emotions,
said,
the frustrations that come along with that.
If you go and have sex without birth control, what do you think is going to come out of that? An egg? A puppy? A chicken? What do you think is going to come out of that other than another little human being running around? And like you said, a lot of times we say people are not available. We talk about they have a husband or wife. There's a lot of men that are unavailable because they're trying to finish school. They're trying to go to work. They're doctors, and then you come and they're not ready to have a baby because they're career oriented, and then you're mad because this man is a doctor and he's at the hospital around the clock. You have to understand what you're dealing with and know that just because you have that baby, he's not going to change his schedule.
Right.
So
I have a friend.
he's unavailable.
I had a friend
and
that
you
she chose to have baby, and when her husband said, "Well, you understand that that's your project," she was a little offended by it, but he was honest with it.
Yes.
And so even to know that they battled with that a lot, because she was like, "Well, I'm the only one going to the doctor, and I'm the only one going." He said, "Yeah, that's your project.
I told you that was your project.
I'm gonna pay for it. I'll finance it, but that's your project." And so a lot of times when just like when we say that, a man will say, "Well, I want children and I want to be married." If he didn't say, "I want to have children with you," he didn't say, "I want to have children now," if he didn't say those things or whatever, then you should not consider the fact that he wants to have children with you or right now.
Or he want to marry you, for that matter.
Yeah, that's a whole other story. So
yeah,
when
because the thing about it is a lot of women, and I've been guilty of this myself. Men are really blunt with us a lot of times and say exactly what they want and what they don't want, and we twist it and turn it into what we want and what we do want. If a man says, "I don't want to have kids," and you get married to him thinking in your mind, after we're married and things settle down, he's gonna want to have a baby. That man said to you clearly, "I don't want to have kids." Ladies, understand when a man says something to you, he's being honest.
Very much so.
It's not what you want. If he says those words to you, like you said, "I don't want a baby," or "I want to get married," or if he don't say right now, a man is always, most of the time, the men that I've dealt with have been 100% honest with me, and I twisted and turned it into what I wanted or what I wanted to hear.
And just to add to that too, when we talk about woman to woman, so woman to woman, I will share. De Blasio, his wife, said in the news this week, the mayor of New York, she said that when she had her daughter, she had her at 40, and she was career oriented, and so it was hard for her to transition into being a mother, and that she didn't give her all the emotion and love that she needed. And so to know that her daughter later on in life, now she's battling with mental illness, she used marijuana, she does all that. So it comes back to, where's there a disconnect? So I'll share that when I was pregnant with my second son, I remember, waiting till like that last week, and I was just, and I told his father, I said, I really don't want to have another baby. I was going to school, I was finishing up this, I was on a different track, and I had to realize that I was really and truly, I was not available to him. So it's almost funny, and I love him to death now. We have had a big growth in our relationship, and a lot of it too is that I became resentful over the fact that their fathers all get to live their lives. Everybody, I'm the one that, I say that all the time, men need to be Superman. I want to be a father. I tell everybody I'd be the best daddy in the world. I'll pay for everybody. I'll play for a little while, send you on your way, hang out with me. No, I don't know about that bouncing stuff, but we could run around, we could do all that. We could have fun, and I want to pay for it. But I don't want to be, I'm a mother, but that mommy thing, that I have some friends that are just wonderful mommies. They are just so involved in everything else. Even when it comes down to the Duchess, she's the last one on the list. She'll come home and she had art projects. I had to call her teacher on the phone, and I said, "Look, this is my 5th time in 1st grade. Please don't send another art project home that says your mother has to help you with this."
Don't be sending us homework. Y'all know we gotta do it. Y'all know that. These kids ain't doing it.
I said, I just don't want to do it.
5 hours homework.
It became so tedious for me to do it, and it was aggravating for me, and I had to remember, this is her 1st time in 1st grade. Even though I've been here already, I said, but you got a brother, and you got another brother.
And they gonna help you.
And they can help you.
Hold that thought, but we gotta take a break. Thank our sponsor,
I'm sorry.
Ace Media Corp, Movement Magazine, Cobblestone Media,
Monolith Cocktails,
and
in the living room. Yay!
We'll be back.
having you. Thanks for my child, I'm really thanking you. The man above, thanks for my child, you brought me so much joy. This bundle of love, thanks for my child. And though your father, he ran away free, the love I have for you, baby, is the love I have in me. Ooh, I'll stay and watch you grow. Yes, I will. I'll raise you by myself, one woman show. You made life worth singing a song. With you right here with me, I'll have the strength to go on. Oh, thanks for my child, I'm really thanking you. The man above, thanks for my child, you brought me so much joy. This bundle of love, thanks for my child. I'll hold you in my arms, I'll hold you close to me. I'll rock by my baby, I'll rock you to sleep.
I'm Trey Kearney.
I'm Ronnie Senby.
We were talking about.
We just been running off at the mouth. So we've been talking about having children by somebody that's unavailable. So
Let's talk about women, having children by men who are really just unavailable to them because they got a wife, girlfriend, fiance, significant other, living lover. Ladies, you're better than that. If you know that a man has a woman, and we said this a little bit earlier, he is hands off, okay? This is not about pick me, I want to win. If I have a baby, he gonna leave his girl, his wife. Rarely does a man leave his girl, his wife, or his woman for a side piece. And the thing that happens,
especially when it's based on having a baby.
Yes, the thing that happens is he harbors resentment. You gotta chase him around, take him to court to get money and all of that. It's not a good look. The thing about it is, it's so nice to have a child. And it's so nice to have a life in proper order. Get married, court. Let's go back to courting.
Right.
Courting a girl, getting engaged, meeting the family, having a good time, getting married. First getting to know each other, then getting married, and then having a baby with somebody.
But it's so selfish. It's actually selfish of someone to have children by somebody that's not available.
Yes.
To them, somebody that's married, because you deny the child the opportunity, one, to really get to know the other side of their family. Because you're so caught up in your moment, and it's the two of you, and that's really nice. But then they don't get to have grandparents, they don't get to have cousins, they don't get to have all those other interactions that need to make it a cohesive family. Now he'll spend time with you and your family, but in a situation like death may happen.
Yes.
And it's funny, I just want to bring this up because I told everybody in our group that we would bring up some of the things. So we asked a question.
Okay, yes, talk about that question.
That a husband is dying, and so his wife, she comes in and she sees
in the hospital.
He's dying in the hospital. She walks in, and there's a woman there with two children, ages 7 and 4. And so he admits that this was his side chick and that these were his kids, and that he had been unfaithful, and this was that he had been their primary source of income. Right? So then he dies, and he leaves $2.5 million to his wife, and doesn't put the side chick or the other kids
on the will, on the life insurance, none of that.
Right.
The wife gets it all.
So the question was, what do you do as the wife? So I must say, I want to thank Micah and God's Gift G Wood and Butter Leach. Thank you, Butter Leach, too, for our waist bracelet.
Yes, thank you. I can't wait to get mine.
Mad Beautician. So I want to tell y'all guys. So on my Facebook posting, it was funny because it was so many different opinions,
Yes.
which I really appreciate everybody
I saved
doing
mine
it.
for the show.
She said, and I will quote her. It's so funny. She was like, basically, I wouldn't give her
Ish.
or her kids. She wasn't thinking about mine when she was out effing my husband. She should have effed him all the way into the will. Gina says, hell no, in her Miss Sophia. A lot of women, Wani and Erica, you guys all said, of course it's that mommy thing in us or whatever, especially when you have children, to say, oh, I would set up a trust fund and I would do all those other things.
And why got kids?
Yeah.
And I ain't setting up no trust funds.
No, because I think the covenant of marriage ends when he dies, right?
Yeah.
Till death do us part. Okay, well, he done parted ways and he didn't leave you
But
anything.
I will say this at the end of the day. Yeah, I will say this at the end of the day, when the kids are grown and I don't have to deal with a woman who disrespected me. And I know I saw some of the posts on Facebook where they were saying if the woman didn't know, because those instances do happen.
Right.
But we would have.
Well, when I walked in the room,
we would have shook him up and he would have woke up. Like, you knew about? Did she know about me? You gonna get up?
Yeah.
You gonna get up?
Well,
But
somebody in the living room,
certain
said that Rita Marley embraced all of Bob Marley's kids.
Well,
everybody ain't smoking like Rita Marley.
Oh, allegedly. Allegedly. I'm gonna
One
say
love. They kind of party.
Nope.
And Bob Marley made sure that all his kids had a little piece of his money too. So
yes.
it ain't that kind of
Those kids
situation.
got a certain age, maybe college age, and maybe after I matured some and I was riding around and getting it and got everything I could.
But I mean, and also it's saying
I
that
might
the
give him
woman,
something.
that the wife, she was already having a comfortable lifestyle.
Oh, okay.
And so the money didn't matter. And I think is
the principle.
It's the principality
It's
of
the
it.
principality of
As
it
Big
all.
Worm would say.
Yes.
The principality. You ain't getting nothing.
I mean, the anger will probably keep most women for a short
Right.
period of time or a long period of time from doing what will be right for the kids, because like we said, when you do these things, like you said a few minutes ago, when you have a child by a man that's unavailable, the children tend to suffer.
Right.
So in this instance, the kids will suffer because of the adult problems and the wife saying, I don't give a.
And you know what bothers me too? That a lot of people will say, oh, but the kids are innocent, and they are just a product of what was done in the dark. And so they're not innocent because you made them the sin that took place. They're not that innocent child that came into the world and just said, oh, I didn't choose to be here. Somebody chose for me to be here. Yes, but on the same token, and knowing that the adults involved, if you didn't make provisions for them, then that means that you didn't value them enough. And so if you wanted to wait to their death, because what happened, they might have been coming to visit all along. It just so happened this was the only time that the wife walked in. He might have died and she never knew about him.
Yeah.
He's still sneaking.
Yeah.
You still sneaking. You on your deathbed still sneaking.
He wasn't mad because he was sorry. He wasn't sorry because
he got caught.
He was sorry because he got caught.
He was like, okay, but look, she walked in. Just wait for a minute. Don't hit that button. Don't step on. Don't unplug the machine.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you first. I'm sorry.
But I told you before about my mom, who was a married man until death did them part. But when he died, they was together like 25 years. Yeah. And he was a police officer. And they lived together. I lived with him my whole life until he died, until I moved out, and then when he died from a heart attack. But my mother didn't get anything. His wife came like a buzzard and swooped down and got his pension,
and she was entitled to
insurance, everything she was entitled to. So my mother got left with nothing. So ladies, be clear. I don't care how long you with a man. If he got a wife, she entitled to everything.
And again, we live in the age of life insurance is sold constantly. So if you happen to have children by somebody that is married or unavailable, get your own policy.
Yes.
You can only pray that you're gonna get Social Security. But on the same, so life expectancy ain't that long no more. So ladies, even if it's 10, 15 year policy, go out and get another one.
But the real thing is keep your hands off other people's men. That's why we're here. That's why we're here in the living room.
Right.
We hold
You shouldn't have
accountable.
children by somebody that's not available
to you, especially if they have a wife.
Somebody that's legally not available to you. You should not have children by them. Whether if they say they separated until they actually divorce.
So the consequences are yours.
Right.
And your kids.
Right.
And you put consequences, like they say, the sins of the father fall on the son. Them
Say that
consequences,
again.
the sins of the father fall on the son. Them consequences is not
Chrissy,
only
there goes
coming to
scripture for
you. Boo-boo. Them consequences is coming to your kids. So be careful what you do because it will fall on your kids. So.
Right.
You know, thank God that's not one of my situations. Praise Lord, because I got so many situations, but that ain't one of
You coming for me now?
I ain't coming for you.
Oh, because
I'm just saying.
I'm just trying to say.
Situations.
But you know, I got situations like that.
But
I mean,
that's
just not
not-
fair.
You know, I got situations. We just talked about I was the mistress. Can we?
I'm just saying though, you know, I got kids and they don't know the other side of the family. Like the family don't come in and you know all that other kind of stuff. But you know,
Yeah,
it's all good.
I know, but
It's
see,
all good.
that's what we're talking about today.
Because when we start talking about structure, religion, all other kind of stuff, and people talk about, oh, you know, I'm of this faith, I'm of that faith, and all these other things, but your faith doesn't allow you to brace all the children that you made and your grandchildren and all of that or whatever. So, but inshallah, they're gonna be all right anyway.
I ain't messing with you right now, because you know what? You really gotta go riding around and get there like that.
Don't like the Phoenix, I shall rise. You know I'm the mayor.
Yes, you are the
You
mayor.
know, you have to bring that in.
And we
Because
talk
where we at?
we in the living room.
Right.
Oh, we in North?
Uh-huh.
You the mayor of
I'm the
North?
mayor fan.
She the mayor of North.
I'm the mayor of
And
North.
another example.
When I became mayor, we all became mayor. All the mayors, stop up in the living room. All the mayors.
And another person before we close out is a prime example is Beyonce's dad's child who came
And she thinks she's entitled to Beyonce's money.
That's
Not even her father. Girl,
Bye.
Beyonce.
You don't get no Beyonce money.
Well, we know now she gonna keep quiet because you know Solange, she go hard.
Oh
She's
yeah.
like,
She might end up in the elevator. You don't want to end up in the elevator.
I'm good. I mean,
She just saw that.
Yeah, she
And
knows
we
saw
know
that.
Beyonce. I mean, Solange is very protective of Beyonce because we don't know what happened in the elevator. But anyway,
It was a spider. You ain't see those?
it was a spider. Yeah, she killed that spider. She killed that spider.
So-
But that's another prime example of the kids being hurt because now that little boy
Right.
has to suffer because Matthew ain't trying to check for him.
Right. And so that's it. Be conscious. Having a child is always your choice. Choose wisely, ladies. We'll be right back.
Father fall on the son. Stay tuned.
What's up? This is Coco, and you're watching the Woman to Woman Show.
This is Ice-T. I'm coming to you live from the Woman to Woman Show. Church.
What's going on? It's Mark John Jeffries calling out the Women to Women show. Check it out.
Hey, what's up? This Tresh Naughty by Nature, giving a shout out to the Women and Women show all day, man. If it wasn't for the ladies, yo, we couldn't do what we do so well. You heard?
Bam.
Hey, listen, ladies, this is Zaim, and you are watching the Woman's to Woman Show.
Bam. You're tuned into the Woman to Woman Show. Bam.
I can hold it in forever. Eventually, I have to breathe. Done hit a lie behind a lie, behind a wall. Now it's crashing in on me. How did I let it get this far? How did I make this wrong turn? How do I change the thing I've done? I don't know. Only one lesson learned. Comes to the light, comes to the light. Everything comes to the light, comes to the light.
Back to the Woman to Woman Show. I'm Trey Kearney.
I'm I'm Ronnie's and B.
And we are having a blast in the living room this week.
Oh my goodness, this
Talking
week
about
is
having
just
babies by other people, men and stuff like that.
What is it, a thought? It's a thought. It's a thought. That's a thought.
T-H-O-T.
Yeah.
That hoe over there.
That baby mama over there. What else is that baby mama over there? Who that is? That's my baby.
That's just my baby daddy. That's just my baby
That was the song I was telling you. That's the song I was thinking about.
That's just my baby daddy. That's just my baby daddy. Oh, I'm sorry. We just
commercial break.
Commercial break. But next week on the Woman to Woman show, we will be talking about
the ultimatum. It's your mistress
or me.
Ugh.
Has anybody been there before? Raise your hand. No? Just me?
Not
Y'all
yet.
gonna leave me alone in a room like that?
Yes.
I can't stand none of y'all. Anyway, tune in next week.
Look.
And I'll share some things with you.
Look, it's gonna be that kind of show.
It's gonna be that kind of show next week.
But we want y'all to tune in. Please tune in or whatever. If you want to be a guest on the show, by all means, whatever, send us an email at thewoman2womanshow.com.
Yes.
You can send it to info@tcmnetwork.net.
Yes. Or you can go to the website.
Go to the website. Facebook. Inbox us.
Yeah.
So again, you guys invite your friends to join. Again, invite your friends to like the Woman to Woman page.
Hit the like button, okay? We got
not like, but like to actually like the page.
Yes,
okay?
like, cause we got
the
we be having like 4,000 views, 7,000 views, 10,000 views. You gotta hit the like button.
Okay. So that helps us with our sponsors. Again, we want to thank Ace Media, Movement Magazine, The Hyatt, Cobblestone Multimedia, Mona Lock Cocktails, and everybody that joined us this week in the living room. We will see you guys next week. And
I can thank my co-host. She looking real fabulous tonight.
Girl, you don't even know.
Real fabulous.
You looking cute.
She riding around, she getting it. She riding around, she getting it. Oh, we spent the
You
whole day.
You beautiful. Don't even let
We spent the whole day together.
All of my Chrissy, all of my traffic.
I lost my mind in that traffic.
I can't bring
she
my
had to
friend
reel
in
me
traffic.
in. She had to reel
I'm
me
going
in.
home.
I was going home.
Yeah.
They blocked me off. I couldn't get to.
But we ride around and we get it.
But we made it here today for you guys, and we'll see you next week when our topic is ultimatums. Pick her or pick me.
And if you guys want to be a guest, come on down to Studio 58 in our living room.
58 Park Place,
58 Park Place, North
we
New
in the
Jersey.
bricks, baby.
Because I'm the mayor. I'm the mayor. See you guys next week. See ya. Bye. Thank you.
When you have two women sitting in a room together for 60 minutes doing things that will make you do better. Look in the mirror when we come together. I tell the truth, woman to woman. When you have two women sitting in a room together for 60 minutes doing things that will make you do better. Look in the mirror when we come together. I tell the truth, woman to woman. Sex, trust, lies on us, woman. Yes, sex, trust, lies on us, woman to woman. Sex, trust, lies on us, woman. Yes, sex, trust, lies on us, woman to woman. When you have two women sitting in a room together for 60 minutes doing things that will make you do better. Look in the mirror when we come together. I tell the truth, woman to woman. When you have two women sitting in a room together for 60 minutes doing things that will make you do better. Look in the mirror when we come together. I tell the truth, woman to woman. Sex, trust, lies on us, woman. Yes, sex, trust, lies on us, woman to woman. Sex, trust, lies on us, woman. Yes, sex, trust, lies on us, woman to woman. had some women sitting in the room together. For 60 minutes doing things that will make you do better. Look in the mirror when we come together and tell the truth. Woman to woman. When you have two women sitting in the room together. For 60 minutes doing things that will make you do better. Look in the mirror when we come together and tell the truth. Woman to woman. Sex, trust, lies on us. Yes, sex, trust, lies on us. Woman to woman. Sex, trust, lies on us. Yes, sex, trust, lies on us. Woman to woman. Woman to woman. Woman to woman. When you have two women sitting in the room together for 60 minutes doing things that will make you do better. Look in the mirror when we come together.